What's the dumbest thing you did that actually worked? I was a sophomore in high school when my AP chemistry grade was hanging by a thread. Not just any thread. One of those microscopic spider silk threads that scientists claim can stop a Boeing 747, but would snap if you breathed on it wrong. Mr. Harrington's final project was worth 30% of our grade. Create a comprehensive presentation explaining a complex chemical process to the class. The catch? We'd be randomly assigned partners, and mine was Evan Mitchell, our class valedictorian who treated group projects like solo missions. I'll handle everything, he said during our first meeting. Just show up and pretend you contributed. 2 weeks before the deadline, disaster struck. Evan got mono. Not just regular mono, the kind where your spleen might explode if you so much as thought about coming to school. His mom emailed me saying he couldn't work on the project, but not to worry because he'd already done most of it. He had not, in fact, done most of it. What Evan had done was create a detailed outline and some reference notes. The actual presentation? Non-existent. With 7 days left, panic set in. Chemistry was my worst subject. I once accidentally created a small fire trying to boil water. I was going to fail, lose my GPA, disappoint my parents, never get into college, and eventually live in a cardboard box. That's when I had the dumbest idea ever. I decided to create a fictional collaboration with Evan. I'd text myself from an old phone, pretending to be him, then show Mr. Harrington the proof that we'd been working together all along. I started sending myself texts about chemical equations and presentation slides. I'd respond with questions that made it seem like I understood about 15% of what was happening, just enough to be believable. What about the oxidation process in the third slide? I texted as fake Evan. Good point. I was thinking we should include a visual diagram for that part, Real Me responded. I created an entire conversation history spanning 2 weeks, carefully backdating the messages. I even added some casual conversation to make it look authentic. How are you feeling? Still dying? Real Me asked. My spleen feels like it's going to exit my body, but I finished the transition slides, fake Evan replied. Meanwhile, I was frantically learning everything I could about electrochemical processes. I watched YouTube videos at 2x speed, read simplified explanations, meant for middle schoolers, and drank enough coffee to potentially create my own chemical reaction. The night before the presentation, I emailed Mr. Harrington explaining Evan's situation and assuring him I could present solo. I casually mentioned, I've attached some of our text exchanges so you can see how we've been collaborating remotely. Presentation day arrived. I stood in front of 25 classmates and somehow didn't pass out. I stumbled through explanations of electron transfer and redox reactions, showing slides I'd created at 3 a.m. When I finished, Mr. Harrington said, I'm impressed. I read through your exchanges with Evan. It's clear you two worked well together despite the circumstances. I got an A-. Evan got an A-. A week later, he returned to school. How did the presentation go? He asked weakly. Great, I said. Mr. Harrington loved our collaboration. Our what? I pulled him aside and confessed everything. Instead of being angry, he started laughing so hard the school nurse almost sent him home again. That's the most brilliant, stupid thing I've ever heard. He wheezed. We became actual friends after that. 4 years later, when we were college roommates, he framed one of our fake text exchanges and gave it to me as a birthday gift. The frame reads, in honor of the most elaborate academic fraud that actually worked.